one just has to think of a few years back, 6 hours of Spa, or back then it was still the 1,000 kilometers of Spa. Suddenly, thunderbolts struck the race control tower, and every system was down. I mean, that can easily happen.
Yes. I believe we have also had Team Rock Racing and Stig Breeding Program 2. What I'm going to say interesting team name. It sounds like both of those teams have been in the pits under this caution. I don't know whether that's just to get some fresh rubber on, or whether that fits in with their current strategies.
By the way, we've got a quick restart of the stream, it seems. By the way, it's probably...
Yep, just to split up the recording for you side, so you can all see it on demand in a more accessible way.
Format.
Yeah, rather than as an 18-week download. So some people may have to refresh the page if you do not get your stream directly. And tell your friends about that.
Because of course, us telling people that can't see the stream to refresh it is not massively helpful.
I did think about that, and then I thought, oh, I might as well say it anyway.
I've started, so I'll finish.
Exactly.
In fact, we've all just been shouted at by Jonathan Palmer for being, well, not exactly thought out. Yeah, morons. Not thinking as much as we probably should have in that brief moment.
We do tend to do that. You will learn over this multiple round series and season that we do that a lot.
You may also learn that I'm an awful driver if I ever get a chance to race the car.
And you'll also guess that I'm an awful driver because I'm sitting here talking to you all the time. Also, of course, go on.
Well, talking about the further season, I mean, we can start talking about the schedule. That we've got one highlight, the 24-hour race of this series also in February. So it's the schedule has a huge variety of race distances.
Yeah, but I think it's all leading up to the culmination in NDR's first 24-hour event, right, Thilo? Ow.
Yeah.
Did you just drop computer on your toes?
I accidentally knocked a ruler off a calculator.
A ruler of calculator.
The ruler was on the calculator and it fell off the calculator. But it's a sharp ruler in his hand. I'm a bit of a wimp.
Okay.
Also, I'm awaiting. I'm going to go back to one of my normal stream points, which is Pizza Watch. My pizza is still not here. I'm getting worried and slightly annoyed.
Did you pay it online or?
No.
I mean that. Okay, then it's not as bad as if you had paid it online and they wouldn't come.
Just to, if you're just tuning in and you're seeing us all in a safety car period for a long time, that's because we're currently trying to sort out a little bit of an issue we had with some of the cars after the red flag. So we're just trying to get that sorted out at the moment, and we'll be back racing as soon as we possibly can here in the 500 kilometers of Blackwood Grand Prix.
One thing for sure, we've seen more green flag racing laps than in all Marrakesh WTCC events together.
There were green flag laps in those events?
Yes.
That's news to me, actually. I thought in Marrakesh everyone spent the race upside down.
Well, this year was okay. This year they had these brave Le Mans marshals around the track who jumped on the track with cars coming up at full throttle speeds.
Well, I was going to say there is a very fine line that is tread between bravery and stupidity.
Yes.
Can I just ask a quick question of Thilo, you guys, because you are the more you're the more senior at the moment, seeing as I haven't been here for ages and Oscar's Oscar. Why is everyone asking for a perm?
I imagine perm standing for permission in these races. That will be to do with various teams being very soaked up in, oh, I want to make sure that my racer gets back onto the right lap and I'm doing everything properly. In these cases, I would imagine that Jonathan Palmer will be saying no to the majority of those permissions because they're all for the same thing, and the team running the race, the race staff, are of course sorting that out as quickly as they can, and that's why we're having this prolonged safety car period, so that people can get sorted out into their correct positions.
Yeah, perm simply standing for permission to speak. Then race administration either says yes or no.
Right, because last time I was thinking about, you didn't used to say it. You used to just say permission or permission to talk, but clearly this has streamlined the process a lot more than it used to be, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, though I must say, in endurance racing, for me it doesn't really make sense to ask for permission, as you always have someone in the background of these teams around in IRC and something who are actually who are in contact with the drivers, who are also in contact with race administration, and who should calm down their drivers. I mean, I don't know how many Kimi Räikkönens we have here, but well, the fact actually is in for example LFS kart or in any shorter races where you're not entered as a team, where you're really just there and drive your own race, it makes sense because you can't clarify situations in any other way. But in endurance races you have your for example your team boss or someone in the background being in contact with via IRC with the race administration and so on. Yeah.
Well, of course, if like me, you're racing with Infinity, you just have a Dennis Lind moaning in your ear about everything that you're not doing quite correctly. I'm sure he won't let me get away with that one, as it looks like we just had someone spin off in the background. I'm probably about 10 seconds behind people on stream who have been watching that and thinking what's going on, but I can't see what car it was though. It's an FZR. That's literally all I caught of it. As it looks like we may also have had Sasha Reigler in the Genuine Racing 2 FZR in the pits over the last few minutes.
And a major, I don't know what's happened here. Maybe somebody, I don't know whether you've already said this because I've just been to check on my chat. But by the looks of things, we've had a retirement in Joe Letterman.
Unfortunately, we can't actually, well, I can't anyway, see a great deal of what's going on.
Well, according to the transcript, he's take the wrong routes, and then try to come out, then pitted, and then join the spectators.
Well, I saw that he had entered the pits a couple of times.
He wasn't pit lane, that's what Tracker says. And
there have been a number of cars hitting pit lane through this long caution period, so I just assumed that was in line with what everyone else was doing, which may have just been fresh tyres, fixing some damage while she got the time and whatnot. But obviously, seeing that the camera's missed, and then obviously myself and Thilo missed through not being on the server.
And I missed through looking at Peter.
If you may ask why we're not on the server, the problem with safety cars and a full grid of drivers is that it can happen that all are entering the pit lane at once and want to change drivers, and then you have got a massive float of people connecting to the server. So actually just one of the commentators stays on the server and to be able to tell what is going on, to play a bit of radio. Also, some of the assistant admins were kicked from the server to make room for the float of people coming.
Also, I've heard. What have I heard? I've heard from Tommy Osgard, who is the driver for Team Rock Racing, as well as Joe, that his screen froze and he respawned as he was then lagging on top of somebody and got shot out of the track when he sort of came back. So a lag and a hardware there for.
I bet you any money that it was Sasha Reigler who he lagged into, because we've seen Genuine Racing 2 in the pit lane over the last few minutes.
£5?
If I had it.
£5.
I don't have any money. You can give me £5 if I'm right. And if I'm wrong, then nothing will happen.
I raise it by 1 pence.
They're going back in it now, actually, Sasha Reigler. Back in the pits again.
I've just been informed that I would have lost money had I made that bet,
Yes!
because it was a Gunzelman for Core Racing who actually lagged, and so apparently the Core Racing car lagged into the Team Rock Racing car, and it's a Team Rock Racing car that got cannoned off with the beautiful lag physics in Live for Speed into the scenery, as I believe that's Diablo Skins getting waved by. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. I think they're the last team that need the wave round. As well, the stick breeding program 1 is in the pits now, and Genuine Racing 2 in the pits again with Sasha Reigler. Is there a problem there for Genuine Racing 2, I wonder?
Don't know.
Well,
The first thing I thought of was this NASCAR tactics to just repair some bits, but that's not really possible in Live for Speed. Maybe a phone call, maybe the girlfriend.
We're sim racers, we don't have time for girlfriends.
Well...
It's not that we don't have time, Oscar, it's that we can't. We can't do it. It's too hard for us. It's impossible.
Communication with a different species. No.
Well, I mean, we have communicated with them. Well, we've had.
Well, all of us communicate with you, Wilco. So fair point.
Yes. Yeah. But I think what Wilco wanted to say, we've even had girls on the near dimension racing grid.
We've had Hardwick. We've had
Leanne Solfrank.
Yeah.
Leanne Solfrank, yeah. And that other one that I said something bad about.
I think this is before my time racing with NDR, actually.
I remember there was one that I said
that was someone else. Leanne wasn't the first. The first was someone else. Leanne was just first to actually win a race in NDR.
Yeah. But of course, we do actually have a cross-dresser in the being Oscar Hardwick who sported lipstick a few weeks ago.
Actually, I recently, in City League, I actually raced against Ramona Kalsuka or something like that. I can't pronounce her second name. She's doing City League with her team Texas Racers. So there are some female objects in this scenery. Not objects, of course, competitors. Yeah.
So we're 78 laps through this 160 lap race. I would run through the positions right now, but I don't have a clue. So I won't do that. But we've got to lag it, we've got the safety car. That's never happened before, I don't think. I don't think the safety car has ever disappeared before.
I know that I was once the safety car and I missed the track, but it disappears. You missed the what? Yeah, it was West Hill, and I tried to say something to the drivers while driving, which was a bad idea. I ended up in the wall.
I actually remember in the 2010 Kyoto 250, which you're not actually allowed to talk about around Deco because he does hit you in the face, the safety car actually ran out of fuel twice due to the period of time it had spent on the track.
Yeah.
So we are restarting. The race at the end of this lap. The imaginary safety car will come in at the end of this lap. It's Miko Morelito over the pace. We'll go and watch him because he's the leader.
I think it'd be wise to just try and get the jump in the very final corner here because Dominic Engel's so strong in the final sector. If he went now, I reckon Dominic would probably be on him.
And now he's got the throttle, he's okay. He's on the grass, ooh! But it's a good start from Morelito. Morelito managing to take a little bit of pressure away from himself. Everything now makes sense to me. Palacios, Zuba, they are Conquest, and...
Mafia.
Mafia. Schneider's going side by side with Jakovic for Ixion. Oh, here comes Sankers for LLM as well. Pushing his way around the outside, trying to go past two of them on the outside. Managing to only get around one. Good move there from Stank, coming from absolutely nowhere with a draft to take the position. We've also got Suba holding up the entire world up in that Conquest Racing car. Ixion's gone off, and Jakovic has gone off, and he was wound up for a reason involving a potential illegal overtake during the safety car period. He is not going to be particularly pleased now.
Was that Team Evo going very wide in turn one? This little scrabble around what looks to be 7th to 11th position is getting more feisty by the moment, and it's the same back through the field. It's only really the front 4 or 5 who have managed to streak away and give themselves gaps to anybody as there looked just a moment ago to be some contact for the ever slowing Conquest amateur car. For a moment, and I'll be on the server calling the action a little bit more rapidly. And it looks like the 65 car. Yep, that is a Stig Breeding Program 2 is gonna go past the number 16 of Sarios in the Team Evo car. Don't think that that's for position in terms of the tracker. And we've got Stankus, and that is a LLM Bus, who is their amateur team under extreme pressure from Dennis Lind in the Diablo Skins car, although that's just worn off through the chicane. No surprises there. The FXR is very good when it gets a bit tight and twisty. Further back we've got Adrianson's having a go at Djakovic, so that's going to be Exion moving back another position, I imagine, because that XR is going to eat it up in a straight line. The O2 Virus Pro car will no doubt try and be working on the Conquest AM car in front. Exion trying to hold it around the outside, Niki Djakovic. He is wouldn't he turned in on him a bit there, and very good of Adrianson's to back out of it. Nathan Lamoth looking ominous behind. If I was to back off a bit and just let them crash into each other, because you're going to get the position, and there it is. Djakovic turned properly sideways across the track. Lamoth just too close to react enough. No, he's not. Is he going to get a position? Nope. Adrianson's holding on to it for now, but that's lost him the cars in front and tightened everyone back up. This is the closest battle on track. Lamont's going to have another look at him with Martin Capel in the, I can't see the team, but the number 56 Amcar having a good look as well, holding back, and Lamoth is through on Adrianson, so a good bit of driving there from the Last Lap Motorsports Pro car. A bit further forward, and Stankus and Lind have both converged on Sarios in the Team Evo car, and that is for 5th position. Oh, and Friskop's involved now as well, and Lind just cutting off the nose of Rob Friskops in the Inex Racing number 2 car. Massive battle getting ready to form, or at least trying to, for what looks to be 5th or possibly even 4th position. They've all straightened themselves out. If anyone, it's going to be Schneider's in the number 15 Team Evo car, trying to have a go at Friskops down to turn 1. Those two are the closest. He's going to nip back in behind him now, going up towards the first corner. Stick it to the outside. I don't think you're going to get anything done around there. Not against Friskops anyway. Indeed not. Robin closing the door very firmly. Schneider's, who didn't have enough of his car alongside. Oh, and Stankus is over. Stankus is on his side. That's going to be a safety car if he's not knocked back over onto his wheels. And he's not. He's upside down. That's going to be another safety car in this race. Oh, dearie me. Everyone slowing down, filtering themselves into the position that they believe that they're in. And yeah, that's that. That's Last Lap Motorsports bus. Their amateur team is going to be out of the race. He is indeed still on his lid. He's not going to be happy about that. It looked like a simple mistake, trying to be a bit too aggressive, holding the guys behind him through the ominous first chicane that you have here at Blackwood.
Yeah, and watching this, actually the car of, what was it? Virus Amateurs, they actually hit the car after the safety car board was out.
They were doing so well as well. Was that LM car? It's such a shame to see them go as well.
It is, but one other thing that we have missed is that Dominic Engel's not in second. Through all of the madness in the midfield, I've missed something go on there. It must have been a mistake, because there's a decent gap between Dominic Engel and Djakovic in the Conquest Pro car, but the Conquest Pro car is now running in second position behind the ever-prevalent Inex Racing car being driven by Mickey Meriliotto. As it looks like the number 60 car, and I believe that that's going to be Savage Sports Amateur. Let me have a look. And I am wrong, by the looks of it. Indeed I am wrong. I'm getting confused because I thought that Mr. Routep, who's just hopped into the number 60 FXR, was at Savage Sim Sports, but shows what I know, very little.
Roadstep was here for Umamedu. Let's hope his internet is any better than earlier today.
Looks like we're actually getting some wave rounds done this caution flag as well. So that's the 09, the 55 and the 54, which if I'm feeling talented I'll go and have a look at. So that is Gunzelman for Core Racing Pro, or Core Pro 2 I should say. We have got Toth in the 55 ACAX. I'm not even going to pronounce that as a word because it's going to sound awful. And that's the ACAX AM team, and the 54 of Jagadits, and that is in the Stick Breeding Program number 1 amateur car. 56 was just asked to go around, but that's been disregarded. I think that might be because the 56 is a lap or two further back than they thought he was. Either that or he's on the lead lap and is just out of position through a timeout. 67 finally being asked to spectate. Crying shame for Stankerson Last Lap Motorsports, because they've been doing a fantastic job up to this point. Jonathan Palmer having a small mental breakdown at the moment, but nothing to be concerned about if you are in the race car at the moment. Being informed that the leader lap is 87 out of 160, and if my maths doesn't fail me, that gives us 73 laps to go.
Yeah.
72 the next time by, which may well be when we get going again.
And you know what? It's 71 the time after.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves now, Wilco.
Watching the car of car roads with the decreased number of cars racing on the server, his warping doesn't seem to be as bad as during his first stint. "23 cars are still racing, 7 cars did not manage to will not manage to see the checkered flag."
Well, this safety car has been caused, once again, second victim of that first chicane in the first sector of Blackwood Grand Prix race circuit. Really is taking them as it pleases to say that chicane. Normally you see people alright through there, but today not quite so much. It is the place of choice to be upside down on this track. You can just ask Jack Sedgwick anytime you see him.
And maybe the issue is that this track is not really not this track, but this car category was not used in a longer period of time.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of GT2 and GT3 spec versions of these cars with great lump less power and a lot less downforce, and I mean, this really is the first time since, well, you could say the most recent Masters of Endurance 24-hour race, but I mean, before then, even when Masters of Endurance were running GT1
yeah, that
cars.
was still Super GT, which is
of course, Super GT, which I probably should remember, seeing as I did quite a lot of talking over their streams. As we have been told that the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, and also back to the cars that were waved around. The 54 will be starting ahead of the 09 due to a bit of a position issue picked up by the admin team before the end of the safety car period. There is the call that you'll be seeing around about now on your screens. Safety car is going to come in this lap, and it's going to be Mikko Mariotto of Inex Racing, who nearly spins it and takes out Daskovic there. You know, you really should stop tyre warming once you get that restart sign pop up on your screen. And it looks like Mariotto is obviously just blindly ignoring common sense for that one. Now it's up to Daskovic to keep with him on the restart. Mikko has been fantastic, you could say, for the last 2 or 3 that he has had to manage from the front. When he normally goes around that, there he is, he's on the power, and it's another good start. Daskovic not quite caught napping, but a fair way back. I'd say Dominic Engel was caught napping more than anybody, but with that XRR power he is not going to be on the back foot for long, and Dennis Lind has made up 2 positions on that restart. Obviously very much ready for that green flag to be called. So he is now up into, I think that's 4th position according to the tracker. Be very happy with that, seeing as well, not anywhere near that.
5th position.
Start for this, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1, 5th position. We've got a couple of yellow flags in sector 1, and it looks like there's been a big off at the chicane with the Last Lap Motorsports amateur car. And who else is that? I think it's the Stig breeding program number 2.
Right.
Oh, and Last Lap Motorsports are off again down at the bottom of the track. Niki Dakovic getting caught up in that one in the Ixion car. And Daskovic is fighting Mariotto for the lead, and he's going to go around the outside into the...
contact! Look at Dominic Engel.
Dennis Lind over the grass into the door of Dominic Engel. Up into 2nd position, possibly slightly too optimistic there from Dennis, but you know, he's an aggressive driver, and if he sees that door open, he'll go for it. Mariotto down to 5th position. He will not believe it. Neither will Isaac Price, having done so much to keep that car at the front through the first stint.
Now Mikko and his teammate are trying to get around the amateur car of Stig breeding program. Ooh.
I think he'll get it done. Yes, he does.
Mikko gets it. Not really.
No, he doesn't. Stig breeding program number 1 having a number 2. I'm getting them the wrong way around. I'm nothing of it.
Contact.
Mikko off again.
Yeah, this time due to contact.
Right around the outside, the other Inex car actually got unsighted by Genuine Racing number 2. And almost went off. Dear, that was a bit too close for comfort between Rash and Friskops.
Suddenly, this reminds me of GT1 World Championship 2010.
Dennis Lind working the back of Dominic Engel for 2nd position overall. Dominic back in 2nd, Daskovic running away from it at the front in the Conquest car. Everyone safely through the chicane so far this lap. Bit of a mental restart there.
Lind around Dominic.
Tell you what, that's going to... no, Dennis has gone and got that done before the corner. I didn't think that the FZR would be able to do that around the outside of an XRR here, but proving me to be wrong, obviously.
He stayed in the slipstream throughout the straight, and then had this massive amount of extra speed.
You know, I mean, great bit of driving, and he obviously had that very much thought out. Was the number 58 car?
Oh, we've got one off. We've got Maki Homelia.
Oh, and that's been on its roof. The Vires amateur car has been upside down and into a wall by the looks of it. I didn't catch any of that, but
we've looked into not having a safety car there, then, haven't we?
You know, that roof's caved in, so's the entire front of the car. That now is a convertible bulldozer, as far as I can tell.
But look at the standings. We've had 4 XRRs starting from the first 4 positions, and now 2 FZRs are leading.
Yeah, it's been an incredible turnaround for the cars, hasn't it? And a great run from both Lind and Riegler to take advantage of all the scrapping, all the scraping up at the front, and move up into 2nd and 4th respectively. They've done fantastically well to fight their way forward.
feel sorry for Nix and Mariotto there. Not doing anything really wrong, but when it all gets a bit aggressive at the front, you just need to stand your ground, and he got pushed out more than anyone else did.
Yeah, and it's touring cars and NASCAR as well, as you lose one place and you lose a whole lot more.
Especially on these restarts, I mean, it's so close between the drivers at the front that as soon as you get tapped or you make a mistake through your own fault, I mean, you're done. I mean, you're going to lose 3 or 4, and then not only that, but you get put out of your rhythm, which in these races is so important. I mean, if you look at Miku now, he can't actually hold on to the cars in front. He's just having to find himself again. He had the rhythm there, but it's been taken away from him the first time whilst he's been in the car.
Yeah, and that's actually the problem with this track as well. I mean, on such a short track, there are so many possible come-togethers with other cars that can really destroy your rhythm and also your focus.
To note, Team Virus, Little Virus, Amateur Virus, in fact, has been in the pit lane with a front left puncture. So that was either the cause or the result of that incident coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, we've also had ACX Am with Toth having off as well. He was going slow down the backstretch as Niki Dakovic under pressure from Sarios at the moment. Those two have properly fallen back from where they were a few laps ago.
It's been a full praise for
the battle wounds to prove.
And now there's a battle coming up for the lead in the amateur class. Placidos for Mafia Racing is now right at the bumper of the stick breeding program, who have been passed through from being overall 3rd now down to 8th position.
Yeah, they're right up the trump, but it's probably not going to be close enough this time on this back straight, and it's not. You can see there's no draft there for Palacios and Mafia. But there's time yet, guys. Only 5 laps gone of 160.
Yeah, Mafia Racing the car here in the Porsche Works livery, just in blue instead of in orange.
Yep, also nice to see they haven't tried to do a E-team of previous years and put those stupid Porsche lights on it. They've done good, they haven't. Good work, Mafia.
A big 10 out of 10 from Chris Wilkinson there, as it sounded to me.
Chris Wilkinson improved that skin.
Just don't write that on it because you'll lose all credibility.
Oh, we've got a spinner, we've got a spinner. I don't know who it is.
Or Dakovic is going to be the next one if he carries on doing that. I think it was Sarios in the Team Evo car.
Was it Sarios? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's just fallen back another 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And,
he had the problem earlier that he was...
he's going again, his tyres cooked.
He doesn't like this corner. He was actually hanging on the curb for quite a bit there. I mean, his car was stationary.
And Dakovic has gone in the first set try. I called it. Him and Raudset were hitting each other far too much, and he's lagging. I think he's gone and pulled the plug out there, to be perfectly honest with you. That car had damage, and he's pulled his internet out, and he's quite angry. There we go. Niki Dakovic finds out conveniently after his spin.
Been frustrated all day as Niki Dakovic, and I think that's the culmination of a very bad day.
Dominic Engel trying to lap the Virus amateur car, not without some contact there. Nothing happened though.
Friskop, is coming back on Sasha Riegler. Oh my nice tyres! That was a good save, that Robin Friskop. Sideways across that sausage is not a pleasant position to be in. He did well to get that back. Niki Dakovic just come back.
We've been informed by Michael Booth that there may well be some tyre issues here because they're trying to push it a bit. To make it on one more stop, they need to get to lap 100 to 105 dependent on how well their fuel is lasting, and that is going to be an ask for the majority of teams with their tyres.
And this is really what is different to races we've seen here, because we don't have this time limit, but a lap limit actually of how long you can stay on a tyre. and on a set of and a tank of fuel. I mean, you can't use your standard. Oh, I drive for 1 hour, then I do a pit stop, drive for another hour, and then I pull into pits to change with my teammate.
I guess what most people were doing was to aim to do the hour thing and then maybe a splash and dash at the end, and now, through the red flag, through a number of safety car periods, they're thinking, maybe, just maybe, we can cut out that splash and dash at the end, and that's requiring them to do this extra little push in this stint.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Morelito, who has been our race leader for so long, is now under a considerable amount of pressure from our amateur class leader in that stick breeding program car, which is the weirdest name I've ever had to say, other than Wagamama or whatever that XR is called, the 60. They're fighters, these stick breeders, mate.
Yeah, it looks like we have got, who's that? We've got Katia into the pit lane in the 64. He's obviously making his pit stop now. He's at it, he's just going to have to stop again at the end, and he's repairing damage.
Oh, there's tyres spread across that chicane.
Actually, this stick breeding program...
As we've got a battle for the lead, sorry to cut you off there.
Got a battle for the lead in amateur as well. Which one are we going to look at, guys? We're going to look at amateur for now.
I'll follow pro for you.
Around the outside was Mafia Racing, Mafia of Argentina and Uruguay, that famous Mafia. Oh, he stopped on the grass, And straight past goes that stick breathing team. No fighting there, let's go lead, Oscar.
Yeah, and Dennis Lind, he's almost looks like he's lurking. He's not driving aggressively or showing his nose. He's just sitting there waiting for the perfect moment to get past. And we've seen him good through this first chicane and good in the draft down the backstretch. So I would imagine that he's just going to set it up so that he can ride on the bumper of that Conquest Racing FZR down the straight and get him into the corner down at the bottom of the track.
And to be honest, that was a nice line through turn 1 and through the chicane.
Yeah.
Here he goes to the outside
for Dennis Lind. Daskovic still trying to hold that inside, but there's nothing left. That car is just going way too fast around the outside. And as well, I think Dennis Lind there only using 5 gears. But even so, around the outside he goes. Easy, dish dash, and Infinite Esports lead here.
Diablo skins.
Yeah, Diablo skins.
Well, that's just stupid.
No, it's because the Infinity Esports Pro car is actually retired from the race. I think they had issues early on.
Oh, well, that's clever if that's your number 2. Oh, okay, I can pay for that.
Yeah, that's the number 2 Pro car. There's 2 Pro cars and an AM car, so...
I think it is not called Infinity Esports because they all also have Imol in the lineup.
Yeah.
On the lineup, but not in the car, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, he did the pre-qualifying.
Yes, well, Diablo Skins was a name decided beforehand. It's actually a team sponsor, I believe. So they get their name on the second car.
Friskops has actually caught past Riegler, and here comes Riegler on the attack again, on the offensive, going down this back straight. And it's going to be Riegler with just too much legs for Friskops to handle. Can he try and go around the outside into turn number 4? He's trying it, but he hasn't got enough ball, hasn't got enough drive, and slots into 5th.
And now the Evo car from Schneiders.
What a brilliant name, Schneiders. Looking to the outside again. It's a brave man that tries it through there, and Schneiders thinking better of it, thinking, I can do this later. I can do this down the pit straight. So long as he gets a good run here, which he doesn't, gets too sideways. Friskops get away with it for now, guys.
Indeed he does. Got a little bit of a battle further back between the Virus Pro and Core Pro 2 car, as Gunzelman's looking to the outside of Adrianson's.
May I ask you something? Is for you, is the number plate on the side of the car also green for Schneiders? For you guys, or is it just me?
No, I see it as green as well.
Oh, so they will get some penalty for skin infringement.
That's a boo-boo from
well, there's one there, isn't there? good spot, because I would not have been able to tell you that. And whilst we were talking there, Guns, got the fast dirt.
Here's a question for you. Then as they're now putting Friscops under pressure, here's a very good question. How have they managed to do that? Because I assume that it comes as like a skin pack, does it?
Yeah, and look at the windscreen.
How have they crossed them?
It is actually.
How have they crossed them? I have absolutely no idea how they could have crossed those two colour schemes and those two class kits.
Let's take a look if the skin in the forum uploaded is actually different.
I mean, there is the car of Schneiders and Team Evo. I believe it's number 2. Team Evo 2 or Team Evo 1? There's two.
Team Evo 2.
It's Team Evo 1.
Team Evo 1. Evo? Team Evo. Team Evo 1. Team Evo 2 are currently having a fight with Happening of, I believe that's R-Force. So Pro versus Am, much further back in the field, trying to take each other off the track as well.
Well, if we think about how they lined up from the start, it's completely the opposite now. The 2 car was ahead in qualifying of the 1 car, and the 1 car is absolutely trouncing them right now.
And
qualifying's not everything.
Oh, Engel putting a back marker under pressure. That was a lot less interesting than I thought it was.
Just looking at the forum, there is also the number board in green, so it's not just the thing on LFS World.
I don't know whether the admins have picked up on that, because I mean, they've got 65% of the skin pack, right? But is that enough?
I think this can be decided after the race, and most likely it will just be a point penalty. Well, just and
Daskovic Slossayer, second position in the gravel with a tyre down. Number 11 Quest Pro car. What a time to have it happen! Running so well and to have it stripped away from you like that.
Oh no! Here comes Isaac Price as well, coming back in for the NX1 car.
left rear puncture.
If you were going to have a rear puncture, it's the one you were going to have. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much trouble with the back markers, but still you expect the front left turret to go first, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, especially on an FZR.
Oh, he spun it!
Perfect 360.
But yeah, with the safety car and with the red flag, these guys have pushed their tyres and put themselves in positions that they never expected to be possible and never expect to be in. Vincent Stahl, now that name I haven't seen for a long time, coming in to join the
Dennis Lynn's car has got a lump missing from the front of it. Has it been like that for long? Because I don't think it has. I think that Dennis has gone and run into Team Evo 2.
Do you think now, does us in your ear think that?
Well, in my ear gave me something to go on, but that's what I'd say.
About Vincent Stahl now joining the server, the last time I've seen him was actually in this one 24-hour race you commentated in R Factor.
Ah, the Lemons.
No, Nordschleife.
Oh, Nordschleife. I've commentated on 24 hours in.
Ah, okay.
Now this is a blow for Dennis Lind and Diablo Skin. They've got to repair that damage because it was mighty bad on the front right of the car.
NX2 alt in pit lane. That's strange that the second team of a team actually has the lower starting number. But anyways.
Raspberry Ivanov joins the server to take over from Dominic Engel, who is currently our race leader. A genuine 1-2 at the moment. No doubt they'll be taking screenshots of that one later on.
Just like I remember Sebastian Bourdais in that one qualifying where he actually set the fastest time in Q2.
Well, if you think about it, we've gone from having an extra racing 1-2 to a genuine 1-2. What would possibly happen next?
just wanted to say Evo 1-2, but no, the second guy, the next guy behind him is Grunzelmann on the server. Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Egler in the pits now.
Just saying that he is in this Core Racing 2 car, which had this massive accident earlier, which caused the red flag.
Well, just look at the leader as well, Sasha Riegler. He is out of cycle here. He is very much out of cycle.
Indeed, his tyres are... Well, his tyres have actually got about 40 odd minutes left in them.
So Sasha Riegler will be our leader for quite a while.
He's also going to be our splash and dash driver come the end of the race.
Oh,
yeah.
He's got Storizos to try and get past though, and he's a bit of a problem. We're not even looking at him because I haven't mucked the cameras up, but...
He's got round safely. There's too much time.
Yeah, you don't normally see this in endurance races, so certainly not this short, if you know what I mean. So it'll be nice to see how this works out. We are, in fact, very, very close to hitting the 3-hour mark of the overall race length.
Not expected to have happened at the beginning, but it's going to now, isn't it?
I think Schneiders is also slightly out of sequence. Not as out of sequence as Sasha is, but he's certainly got longer to go in those tyres.
As Isaac Price, angry Isaac Price he was earlier on, is looking at the back teammate, and I wonder if there'll be a bit of leeway given here by NX Racing number 2. Or if indeed it'll even need to be, I think Isaac's just going to draft by him on the straight here.
Oh, we'll see as we watch the back of Vincent Stahl's car. Down the inside comes Isaac Price. Vincent not putting up a fight at all. He knows that he might as well let his fastest teammate through at the moment. And yeah, NX Racing number 1 overtake NX Racing number 2 on the back straight. And Isaac Price ahead of Vincent Stahl. And joining us in this commentary box is our little man Dominic Engel. Hello, Dommy. Hello. So we that stint was quite possibly the most strange stint you've ever done?
It was probably one of the worst stints I have ever witnessed in my entire life. It should probably go down into the history books as some of the worst driving in sim racing history.
1 hour, 45 minutes, 23 seconds. That's what Tracker shows you for the last stint. I think that's one of the longest stints.
It didn't feel that long. But well, I did break Gordon Ramsay's world record of mentioning the F word 15,000 times within that period.
And any particular reasons for that, Dommy?
Well, I think it's been said I thought this race would be quite chaotic, like let's say an AOMS race or a short track like Lime Rock or Baltimore or Long Beach or the great short track that's Road America, apparently, looking at how they're racing there. But this is way beyond my expectations, you know. It was just so extreme. So many cars always going for the same bit of tarmac at the same time. It's just always gone wrong.
We saw about 20 laps ago when the front runners all lumped together at the same time that you actually got thumped in the door going across the start-finish line. Knocked about a bit. Yeah, a bit, but you know, it's not something significant in a race like this. It's going rather well for us, nevertheless. I mean, we only made the decision to go with the XR, I think, on Monday. So you've got a convincing lead at the moment.
So we haven't really got the best of setups. It's a good setup, stable setup, but it's not the best of setups. At least in my opinion. But yeah, it's going fine considering everything that's happened.
So your hopes for today?
Well, don't finish much slower than we started at least. I think we deserve that. It wasn't really the easiest of times.
You've got Krasny in the XR at the moment. I think it's fair to say that's probably the net leader because the cars in front are out of sync on their pit stops.
It appears
They are,
like
as a
it.
matter. Just to interrupt, they're about to have a battle. Not just yet, you can keep going, but in 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, one of your cars is going to have a battle, more importantly, Dommy, so...
Yeah, we make sure one of our cars is going to have a battle by having 2 of them.
What if both of them don't have a battle?
Which was, well, a rather late last minute decision. Well, it doesn't matter if they don't have a battle as long as they don't finish way below what we expect them to.
Well, it seems to be going fairly well for you at the moment, despite everything that has gone up and down for everybody involved in the race, really.
I think the best was after a red flag driving around on raw eggs sprung by marshmallow suspension, which was a great experience, which I don't want to go through again ever, please.
Yeah, I guess half an hour sitting on the grid left you with black tyres almost.
Yeah, 48 degrees.
Still 48, that's something.
It wasn't easy. I thought when I did the burnout of the grid and I gained a whole 2 degrees Celsius of tyre temperature, by that I thought it was all over for that set of tyres, but well, they got me to lap 106, so can't complain.
So yeah, these 2 leads that we've been watching for a long time are Sasha Wrigley for January Racing number 2, and Sheeders for Evo 1.
Yes, that is Evo 1.
Evo 1 is the blue car, and Evo 2 is the green car.
We've got a battle for 7th going on at the moment. It's Sean Liddon for Virus Pro and Dennis Lind in that Diablo Skins car, who have fallen back due to a coming together with, I think it was, well, I don't know, it was to be perfectly honest, but someone.
I think just repaired damage, to be honest. They put it 1 lap before me, and they just came out a million miles behind.
No, they had a coming together with, I think it was the Evo number 2 car.
Yeah, it was, I think. 16 car, wasn't it?
Yes.
Also know about Dom.
Schneezer's in pits.
Now I've got Dom in the server. I would like, if we could, when Ivanov comes around for his next lap, we'll go on board with him. Maybe you could talk us through a lap of Blackwood and how you go real fast.
Real fast, okay, relatively. In somewhat of my practice pace, personally.
So yeah, here we go with Ivanov, Genuine Risk number 1, going in by Dominic Engel. Go, buddy.
Okay, you just try and get the best possible exit out of the last corner for the long run for the uphill start finish straight, which then again goes downhill. It's a bit of a nice elevation change here before you get to turn 1, which uphill, you brake very late, you try and get the rear in line with the front, nose into the corner, out of the corner, you try and get the front power really soon, try and keep the rear in line, maybe short shift even a bit through the chicane, but you don't want to take too much of the exit curve because, well, in this car it can be quite treacherous to do that. And you just let the car accelerate down straight up through the gears, depending on how low your wings are. You're going to have a nice feeling being faster than everyone else. Brake at roughly 80 meters down through the gears into third, through the corner very early on the power, and here again a very corner that falls away to the inside, so again very good traction out of that chicane, up the hill, under the Avon bridge, and again down again into third, one of the many third gear corners here. Use all of the outside curve and then try and get the best run out of the last corner to start another lap here at Blackwood.
Thank you very much, Dom. You're good at that, you know.
It's probably the first time I didn't stutter doing one of those.
Hey, you're getting better. You're getting better. You're learning. Meanwhile, whilst you were doing that lap, you have in fact moved up one more place, up in the second after Eckhart. Or rather, it was at the time. Schneiders has made a pit stop. Eckhart was
Genuine Racing 1-2.
In the Genuine Racing, in the Team Evo car. So Genuine Racing 2 lead from Genuine Racing 1.
A race this is. That's all I can say.
How long is it going to last, Tom?
Well, it's already a 12-hour race. It feels like it, so I don't know how long it's going to last.
Should we just add another 3 laps?
That wouldn't throw it off, would it?
One day an endurance race needs to end with somebody adding 20-year-old laps just for the crack.
The 20 hours of Le Mans plus 20 laps. Not to confuse anybody at all.
It would be almost 2 full stints in a P1 car.
Indeed it would.
If you're the Toyota, it would be about 4.
Yeah, well at least they're starting to win stuff now.
They won 3 races.
Is it 3 now, is it?
It's three of the last 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 of the last 4.
It was only Bahrain that they didn't win because they had
Bahrain, and they won every race after Le Mans except for Silverstone when they came second, and Bahrain where they exploded.
I assume that was probably Kazuki Nakajima's fault, was it?
I'm not even sure.
Probably was.
I was at Silverstone for the World Endurance Championship.
Was anything Kazuki Nakajima's fault?
No, but his lapping of slow cars got a bit insane. I watched him go off onto the grass on the old front straight.
You watch all LMP1s and P2s go off on the grass to lap people.
That's the only one that I actually saw do it, but I also saw a Porsche have a puncture.
In a suspension failure, it's the same car. Why are we talking about a series that's been already finished?
And which doesn't have GT1s.
Well, if you're talking to Rattel, if you're talking to Stefan Rattel, those cars are actually above GT1. So GT2s and using GT3s, GT1s.
Tommy, I'm just wondering how long a pit stop is here.
I tell you, in an XR, it's exactly 24.9 seconds.
Thank you very much.
For 56 laps fuel plus a full tyre change. No damage repair.
What about for an
SR
SR?
should be roughly, I think, is exactly 3 seconds, so it's 27.9 seconds for the same lap distance.
And a bus?
No, I'm thinking just the FZR and the XR here, because does Sasha have enough gap, not necessarily over Ivanov, but over Isaac, to maintain a Genuine Racing 1-2 after he makes his next pit stop, which he will indeed have to make?
All I'd say is if he does, that's something we expected even less than to be second now.
Guys!
Yes?
Why is stick reading program 1 second on the tracker?
Because
the track is
bred some sticks.
They're not second.
Isn't that sort of like human or stick, like genetic illegality? Are you allowed to breed sticks? Has that been cleared by the UN? Or whoever clears these things?
Some say.
Yeah, some say. Well, it must be legal in Hungary because they are Hungarians.
Yeah, according to Jonathan, it's legal in Hungary to breed sticks.
And, to continue what I was trying to tell earlier, before suddenly some race action started to happen again, it is actually the same team as in GT2 World Series, which entered the Bazinga cars, if you remember.
I mean, it's Shelton Motorsports.
Yeah, Shelton Cooper Motorsports.
Why didn't they just keep being called Bazinga?
Because that would have been to mainstream.
And here's another one that we need to ask Jonathan Palmer and Michael Booth, our race administration team, who've done a brilliant job here this weekend. Guys, why are there so many teams with so many different numbers after them? It's just getting a little bit silly now.
I think I can explain a bit of that. Basically,
Meanwhile, just before we do that, Dom, we do actually have a battle between Vincent Stahl and Eckhart, that's in X2 and Evo 1. Talking about numbers.
So 4th position.
get him down the back seat if he's gotta get half decent. If Eckhart makes a mistake, he's certainly gonna get that draft. DRS over, duck curves, everything, duck behind the wheel.
Eckhart knows as well, Eckhart knows he's been beaten. Down the inside goes Stahl. Now can he try and get a draft? Can he make a dive bomb? Oh, he's looking for it! Oh,
the answer is no.
And into the gravel goes Stahl.
That was a bit of an over-enthusiastic move, but he waits for him and actually lets him by, so that's, at least at that point, fair.
Stupid, but fair.
Well, if you ask City League drivers, they will tell you one thing. Evo.
The best thing is, I know everything about it. That's why I'm laughing.
Is it because in City League races, Evo crash into everybody?
Basically.
Not into everyone. Just everybody in the first grid.
Also, just quick note, guys. Here comes, looking Eckhart again.
Make it there.
Yeah, Stahl definitely had a defensive there. Not the best of gains though for Eckhart. He'll have to wait until next time to make a run and to make a move. But as I was saying just a second ago, Co-Racing Pro 2, who are currently sitting in 6th place, have made 6 pit stops. 6!
That's a lot.
Our leader, Sasha Riegler, has made 3. Dorelli, driving for Mafia Racing, has made 5. Also of note, stick breeding program number 1 is correct on the tracker.
You know what I thought? Which I think is a valid point.
What?
You know, I don't think that 2 stick breeding program cars can be that close together, because then, according to Clarkson, the pole isn't long enough. It's good that the first one in second, because that means it's quite a bit away from the second one.
So if we look at where the car of Jagged it actually is.
Oh, tough Finan very nearly took out Hill, and that would have been a bit of a reverse thing for Team
We have
Evo
a
to be
battle
taken
for
out.
7th between Sean Litton and Dennis Lind for Team Virus and Diablo Skins and Pro.
And Eckhart's had a problem as well, hasn't he?
Well, Dennis Lynch is clipping Sean Litton there. Bit of a naughty move. wasn't really intentional. It was more like a bad coincidence.
Yeah, meanwhile, Eckhart seems to have either had a spin or a moment on the grass because his tyres are very, very hot and he's lost a lot of time to Vincent Stahl.
Yeah, you could certainly say that.
But yes, the shock for me is that Jagadits and Stick Breeding 1 are second. So yes, we are 125 of 160 laps in, and Dom, maybe you would like to run through the positions for us right now.
Well, if I had to track it, probably could.
I could.
Go for it, Thilo. Take it away, buddy.
Genuine Racing 2 currently in the lead, in front of Stick Breeding Program, surprise second. Third is Genuine Racing 1, followed by the two Inex cars of Isaac Price and Vincent Starr. Sixth is Eva 1, seventh Core Racing Pro 2. In eighth, Diablo Skins. Ninth, Team Virus Pro. 10th, Savage Sim Sports 1. 11th is number 11 Conquest Racing. 12th is Last Lap Motorsports Pro. 13th, Mafia Racing. Being the third the third car in the amateur rankings. Last Lap Motorsports and Team Virus make places 14 and 15, respectively 4th and 5th in amateur. 16 is Ixion Simsports, after a very strange timeout of Niki Fordakovic. 17th is Conquest Racing Amateurs. 18th is Umamadou. 19th Stick Breeding Program 2. 20th is Team Evo 2. 21st is R-Force. 22nd World Class Lines. 23rd and last car running is ACEX X Motorsport. And then we've got a pretty long list of cars not racing anymore. Last Lap Motorsports Bus, Team Rock Racing, Green Angus Racing, Savage Sim Sports 2, Core Racing Pro, Infinity Esports Pro, and Hellenic Racing Team.
Yeah, quite a high attrition rate today.
It's not been one of the easiest races. I don't think it's even one of the easiest races to follow because there have been so many safety cars. The red flag. I don't know. It's certainly been a point in the race. I didn't know what position I was, and I didn't believe the number in the top right of my screen.
Yeah, it was a strange one. So how did you... Here's a question for you then, Dom. How did you react to different cars? How did you know whether to let him through because he was a lap ahead of you, or go past him because he was a lap down you, or expect him to let you... You know, how did you react to each car? Not knowing who was who?
I never had the situation where I had to let someone by. Except for the wave around during the safety cars. But the lap cars, yeah, some of them had interesting lines, let's say, through a few of the corners, or let's say all of them, and yeah, that made it interesting. Then I wouldn't know how I would react if I haven't got a clue why I am, and just driving the hell off the wheels of my car, trying to figure out where I am in the meantime. So Wilker, do you just want to know about all the number stuff? Or is that
I would love
already
to.
out of your mind?
No, I'll quite like to know that.
Well, originally, when we started the application period, we had the limit of 1 car per class, 1 pro car and 1 AM car, which meant we didn't have any numbers. But then on, let's say, around about 36 hours or so before the end of the confirmation deadline, not confirmation, initial application deadline, we noticed, oh, we're probably short on a few cars. So we just removed that rule. We can now have 2 cars per class, which I think in theory means you could have 4 overall, which means you're probably going to end up having more than certain teams do in endurance races in real life. And well, that was how the number situation came about. Suddenly you had 2 core pro cars. We had Evo move the AM entry to pro. We had Savage Sim Sports and Green Angus Racing move their pro entry into AM. So yeah, so that all came about. It's not the best solution, but well,
I mean,
a solution.
You take INX Racing. You've got INX Racing and INX Racing 2. Could we not call one INX Racing and one call something else?
No,
involving
because
INX?
well, I don't know. I guess it's just to make sure. Well,
there's Infinity Sports Pro and Diablo skins.
There's a rule in GT1 World Series that allows you to switch drivers between your team's own cars, and it only makes it between Pro and Am and Nürburgring, and obviously it counts in general. And I guess people just wanted to make sure that they don't get caught out by that and can still move around their drivers as if it was musical chairs.
Yes, I mean, better forget the GTL season when Tommy Oscar drove for about 5 teams?
No, he drove actually for 3 teams.
It must have been 3 teams in 3 races.
He drove for the same team in the first 4, then he drove for a different one in round 5, if I'm not wrong. He didn't drive at all in round 6, he only did quali by the Stephen race, and then he drove for the eventual championship team in round 7. But yes, I don't know what this is about, but you know.
You must be the first Live for Speed historian in existence, Tom.
No, I just don't forget when I watch them.
Oh, red tap's gone off in the chicane. Sorry about that. Dylan and, oh god, a very, very unpronounceable name in front of him, having an actual battle, and then Riegler lagging. Oh Christ, I'm scared. Roundsep is in there, Riegler, our race leader, is in there. We've got a lagging Riegler, we've got a lagging Hillen, we've got a lagging Roundsep. We've got contact between Riegler and Roundsep. We've got Dorelli, Hillen, Contio all timing out. We seem to have some form. We've got more coming. Yaganitz is gone. I think Yakina has gone. I think we have a server issue here, guys. Another one about to go. Thankfully it's only Phil, nobody cares.
Surprisingly someone's got the same opinion as me for once.
So I was talking about high attrition rates.
Well, that's a high attrition rates. Either there was a terrorist attack on people's routers, or we just had another one of these great mass timeouts, which we unfortunately had not for the first time this year.
So, as I'm sure you can now see, the safety car has been deployed. We're going to bring the safety car out.
Sounds like the safety car will prepare the...
if he wants to hold on to that position.
Actually, it sounds like the safety car will prepare the red flag.
Also, to Dominic Engel, I just had Incomes Riegler. Incomes our race leader, Sasha Riegler, cleverly. Now, Dom.
Yes.
Tommy Oscar has just come to me and confirmed that you were 100% right.
No, I was.
Well done. You're scary, Dom. You are scary. So while we're under caution here, I'll be having a few little server issues. I'm going to make a quick reminder to you all. The next round of the GT1 World Series, round 2, is the 3 hours of Fern Bay Gold. That's taking place in overcast dusk conditions on the 15th of December 2012. Not sure how or where that'll be broadcasted, whether it'll be filmed, whether it'll be here. I'm not sure. I'll ask them.
It will be here. The rest
will be here. It will be here. It will be here, and I will see you here, and so will Thilo probably, and so will Oscar probably. Probably will Dom.
Probably.
Yeah, we're very proud that we have some race TV now on board for our coverage.
Do we get it for free? Do we?
Yes. Because
thank you.
Because Sim Race TV is free of charge.
That is the best service I've ever heard of in my life. I think I love it.
So, just to let you know, Sasha Riegler rejoined behind Isaac Price.
But
and Stig Breeding Program number 1 timed out there, so I believe that they have lost a lot.
They have a lot. In fact, they've dropped behind Stig Breeding Program number 2, which is gutting for them. But so we have had the red flag out. Basically, I don't think we've had an official red flag called here, have we? But the cars will be stopping. There we go. Just as I say it. So, not sure of the. Once again, we know we've got another red flag. Not sure of the protocol of this red flag either.
Well, it will be similar to what we've witnessed earlier this year in the Kyoto 500.
Oh, what can't we red flag it? We kept going.
Yeah, not earlier this year, last year. Sorry.
Oh, what did we do? I can't remember. What did we do?
The server blew up and we just had to go to a different one, or had to reboot it, I don't remember. Something like that.
I think Dom's blown up. Dom has turned into a robot. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Did you at least understand what he said?
I don't
know.
know.
He said that back then we were switching servers to ensure the rest of the race was. So
we're going back to the lobby screen, and we're going to try again at gridding the grid.
Yeah, 27 laps were left on the clock. So we will see most likely 27 plus 1 lap, because 1 lap will be used for the rollback.
I can't help but think we've spent a lot of time filling today.
It is what we appear to be best at.
We've earned our non-existent pay today.
Well, like I said earlier about hobbies, it's for fun. You shouldn't be getting paid for this. Sasha's just gone timed out from the server. As has Girelli again.
We'll come back.
Well, the thing now is, Dom, you know the rule book more in detail. What is if the race can't be restarted? Oh. So, if I understood it correctly, I had a little bit from race administration in my ear. The race is over 75%, so everyone would get full points.
I'm sorry, Thilo, I wasn't listening to a word.
Well, no, the real question about that is that when the caution was called, Sasha Riegler pitted from the lead.
Yeah.
Now, does it roll back to the point that the caution before the red flag was called, or the following lap?
It will be rolled back to the last moment where people started to have issues.
So if I'm right in thinking, that puts Genuine Racing 2 first.
Genuine Racing 1 second.
No. It
Yes.
would put Stig
What?
Breeding Program
Stick breeding program.
Yes.
second.
I want it.
I know at least one person else in this commentary box who might
Hey.
want that.
So,
Who wouldn't be too unhappy
And
about
then it would be Inex 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
So if, and this is an if, that we're currently going to go through a full server reboot, if that was the case, I believe that you would have Genuine Racing 1st and 3rd, Stig Breeding Program 1 would be 2nd, with Inex Racing and Inex Racing 2 in 4th and 5th. I wasn't really paying attention to anything beyond that point.
Crap, I've forgotten.
What I said earlier, this race really offers everything.
So, if you're just joining us here on NDR, here on SimRace TV, I've forgotten. I'm going to start that again.
Okay, so we're now getting information through that the server will not start back up. And this is whilst the administrative team for the race are discussing whether or not to call the race. Remember, we are past 75% distance, so full points would be awarded for the positions on the lap before the first of the 5 or 6 timeouts we had occurred.
Yeah. If you're a viewer and you're just joining us here, we do have a blank screen on here. That's certainly because we have had a server issue currently under red flag conditions, and we're just trying to sort out what we're going to do from here. Yes, you're saying, yeah, I know, yeah, you're saying a few logos, and I've just talked over this for nothing. Shit.
Yeah, you will see the NDR logo, the SimRace TV logo, and some picture of a virus car cutting all over the chicane.
Here in the commentary box, we're being quiet because we're trying to have the discussion that the administrative team are currently having about calling the race, and whether or not we would do one thing or another.
To be honest, I'm happy that I don't have to do the...
To Jonathan Palmer, yes, we all agree that it's probably for the best to call the race at the moment. Dominic Engel, who's suffering for a bit of like himself, is telling us that it would be, and this is a fairly valid point, a massive safety risk to restart the race now. A full restart, I've seen the restarts get a bit hectic. With all of the pit stops out of the way, there's not opportunity for mistakes or advantages or disadvantages to be gained or lost now. So
the thing is, you would throw an endurance race of 500 kilometers into a nutshell of a 27-lap sprint.
It doesn't really work for what the format is meant to be showing.
Yeah, I would say it is not really according to the spirit of the series either. Which is more an endurance series than a sprint series. And we all know that we are beyond the 75%. So... Also, you have to keep in mind that all the races are, are just doing it for a hobby, or at least the majority of them are doing that as a hobby, and you have to keep in mind that time is passing. We're already at 21:33 UTC. We have had a massive red flag situation, which
we've had two.
Yeah, now we've got two.
We've had two stoppages to the race.
Yeah.
We've had a very bitty, very iffy start. Not necessarily in the racing quality, but in the we've been very, very unlucky today in that we've had two issues. I genuinely think that there's someone upstairs that doesn't want us to finish this one.
Yeah, might be. And what I want to say is simply that all these guys, beyond the racing screen, beyond your wheel, you have got some real life, and it is. I think no one really expected it to take this long for a 500-kilometer race. So, yeah. To be honest, I'm happy that I don't have to do the decision.
Likewise. I mean, don't forget as well, we are all three of us, all four of us, whoever's in here, we're all racers at heart as well. You know, we want to see racing, we want to see quality racing, but sorry, we're just hearing a message. So, we've heard final official word from Jonathan Palmer in that the race has been called. Positions will be tracked back until the first point that everybody completed a lap. And 75% rules will be taken into consideration based upon the lap and based upon potential missing out because they think I've mucked that up. Basically, we're calling the race has been called, and positions will be sorted out in the coming week. Oscar, you were going to say something?
I believe so. I was just going to say that although in this situation it's probably a reason why we might not necessarily have a top three teams represented in forms of an interview. We're not 100% sure on who those top 3 teams will be. It will be more clear once the tracking back has been done by the administrative team. We believe that it's Genuine Racing 2 that have won this race, with Stig Breeding Program 1 in 2nd and Genuine Racing 1 in 3rd. That is not by any means final. That is the most provisional results that I think you're going to hear for an event in a long time.
We literally have zero idea, do we, Oscar? You know.
Yeah, like we're just tracking back to the last time we remember calling out the top 3 positions, and that's what they were.
And I'm sure there will be a lot of discussion and a lot of talking after this race. It's a strange end to a strange race to a strange day, but yeah, well, what's done is done, and that's that. So, yeah. Thilo? The lights are on, but nobody's home in Thilo's house.
Indeed.
Yeah, so Oscar, your thoughts on the race today?
Well, I'm worn out and I wasn't driving. I think that might sum it up fairly well. I think anything and everything that you can have happen, go wrong, go right, and go every which way but loose in a sim race did happen, even during the brief time that I was here, because I obviously wasn't here for the entire race, but pretty interesting in every aspect. A big thank you, I guess, from everybody will have to go to the administrative team, because they have had to deal with one hell of a lot going on today. And it's always a difficult call to make when you're not at the end of the race to end it, but I think we're in agreement that that's probably the best call that they could have made, and all of the calls throughout the race have also been as good as you could have gotten them. So, well done to the admin team for getting through what was many different levels of hell for them, no doubt. And well done to the drivers who also kept their cool, and obviously, well, we'll find out who's done the best once the results are finalised at a later date.
We most certainly will, Oscar. So thank you very much for everyone who's joined us and participated in today's race. We're very sorry, as a matter of fact, that we couldn't get you a full flying racing finish. True end to a race that deserves a true end, but we'd just like to thank you all for coming, for watching us, for taking part, for being an active part of the broadcast as well as of the race. Thank you to the admin staff who've done their utmost to keep the race going and keep it as fair and entertaining as possible. Thank you to Oscar for coming in at a very short notice to give me a bit of help. Thank you to Thilo for coming in for a long notice and giving me a lot of help. Thank you to Simrace TV who've kindly streamed the broadcast for Nout. It's nice to actually have somebody who does something for Nout these days in sim racing, so thank you. And also thanks to Dom who popped in, as well as everyone who's come in for an interview. Thank you very much. So we'll see you next time on December the 15th, that's a Saturday, would you believe, for the 3 hours of Fernberg Gold.
A timed race.
A timed race, so we won't have this. This won't happen. So yes, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Good night.